And I came from Pakistan. I'm doing PhD and working as a research scholar.
In which area?
Pardon?
In which area of research?
I'm working in
what? Yes.
I'm working in the field of political philosophy, and my topic of PhD is identity crisis in Pakistan.
Right.
So my question is that Islam, as we believe that Islam is a way of life, do you think Islamic system can be applied without providing the economic, political and social systems of Islam? If we pay more attention to these, we can overcome all kinds of crises in the Muslim world. And what is your Jamaat doing in this regard? Because I think that faith is very important, but living is, your existence is more important. Because if you exist, then you can believe in some faith and one or the other way. So what is your Jamaat doing in developing a system of...
You mean the issue has deteriorated to a degree that it has become a survival question. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, that's right, yes. Survival of the Muslims as an entity. Is that what you mean, or Pakistanis alone?
You know...
I mean, will you include all the Muslims of the world facing this crisis, or only the Pakistanis?
Especially the Pakistanis and all the Muslims included.
Quite right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jazakumullah. It's a very difficult question in the sense that in a short time it will not be possible to cover all the possible aspects of the question. But in fact, Islam is considered to be a way of life, a complete way of life, by all. All the sects and divisions in Islam have no two opinions regarding this issue. That Islam is a way of life which covers all aspects of human life. But is it a new type of religion which was such as was never revealed before? That is the fundamental question with which we must start. What about other religions which came before and elsewhere in the world? Were they not a complete way of life for meeting the requirements of that particular time and that particular people to whom that religion addressed? I don't see any evidence in the Holy Quran, anywhere, or in any other religious book, which distinguishes religions from this point of view. Of course, the Muslims claim that it is more complete. It is perfect because it happens to be at the summit of religious evolution. But any other distinction as far as the coverage of religious subjects is concerned has never been made anywhere. So in whatever way the first religion revealed to Adam was the complete way of life for that period, so also was the message of Noah, a complete way of life for that period. Then came Abraham and Moses and Jesus and Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So an evolutionary trend can of course be established, but not that. They never dealt with economy, they never dealt with political aspects, but it's only Islam which has invented this new thing. This is not true. Islam is a religion, and as such it is also referred to as deen. The word deen is a very wide word of application, and it is misunderstood by people to mean only God-made religions. The Holy Quran rejects this view, and Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is told in Surah Al-Kafirun to address the idolaters by saying, Lakum deenukum walaya deen. For you is your deen, and for me is my deen. So the word deen has nothing to do with, it cannot be monopolized by revealed religions. According to the Holy Quran, everybody has a title to call his way of life as deen. So most of the arguments presented by the current day Muslim scholars, or particularly the extremists, revolve around the word deen. They say deen means everything and all things in which man could be interested. But what about the earlier deens? Were they not called deen? The Holy Quran refers to all the religions as deen. So this is a very flimsy way of drawing conclusions which do not belong there. As far as we understand the Holy Quran and the Quranic message, it is primarily a religion which teaches the ideal relationship between man and man and God. But it does not monopolize this role and has enough accommodation for non-believers and other religions to flourish within the Muslim society which has been given the political domination. Now, if in any country a Muslim society is given a political domination, what right do they have is the question, main question, of imposing their way of life upon those who do not agree with that way of life? Does Islam anywhere grant that right? If Islam does, then of course the question would arise as to what is the way of life of Islam. And the rigmarole would begin, and the Pandora's box would be opened, and the debates would begin between Shias and Sunnis and Wahhabis and Barelvis and all sorts of people within Islam, indicating one to be the way of life of Islam and the others indicating another to be the way of life of Islam. But such a problem would not arise in the first place because, as I can prove from the Holy Quran suggests no political system for the Muslims except one political principle which it emphasizes, and that political principle to govern all the politics is simply this: وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ فَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. Whenever you come to power and rule people, the only thing you must be guided by is that you must rule with absolute justice. Absolute justice is another definition of secularism. Secularism could not be better described than absolute justice. Anyone who is a inhabitant of a country possesses all the rights which any other inhabitant of that country may have. And no distinction can be made between the rights of one from the rights of the other, or the fundamental principle of absolute justice will be violated. That is one thing. But some Muslim scholars may say that is as far as non-religious deviants go. When you come to religious deviants, then a different principle applies. The moment they claim it, they again violate the principle of absolute justice. Because the principle of absolute justice would have us only one yardstick to measure all things. So how could a religion be